Jar Jar Binks, a clumsy, well-meaning Gungan, outcast on Naboo. Jar Jar Binks struggled to prove his worth throughout his life. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are reviewing Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Jar Jar Binks. Now this guy's come out early in the year. I didn't pick him up initially, even though I thought the Hasbro promotional pictures looked absolutely fantastic. I just kind of held off. And then I saw the 50th anniversary Phantom Menace figures coming out, which he didn't have all these extra accessories. So I decided to bite the bullet and spend $29.99 on Star Action figures to pick him up, to make sure that I got these extra parts here. So I think this is the first time we've had a Phantom Menace release in the new packaging, and it's sort of represented in a sort of like a yellowy gold kind of colouring, which is a bit strange because we've got Phantom Menace, Clone Wars and The Mandalorian all in this sort of similar colouring. On the side we've got Jar Jar Binks with the nice pencil drawing, looking a bit sketchy as it gets down here, but Jar Jar Binks as well written at the bottom. On the back we've got that picture again and a very small bio. He's number 1 for the Phantom Menace, which actually confirms it. I should have just looked at the number. And that yellow transcends through the side back to the front. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. So here he is in his blister pack, no hidden accessories. We've got that spear, which comes in 2 parts there. We've got that nice translucent sort of like pinky shield with one of these sort of like weird club bomb things, I think they are. And Jar Jar Binks looking very tall indeed. So it'd be nice to see some comparison shots with the other tall figures to see how tall he actually is. So we'll just get him out to have our first impressions. What's that gonna do? So yeah, he's actually looking pretty good. I thought these bits here might be articulated, but they're not, unfortunately. But yeah, we go away, take some pictures, and we'll see you in a moment. So, welcome back. We've been away, we've taken his photos, and I must admit, Hasbro and Black Series have done a fantastic job with this guy. He looks incredible and fantastic. The only thing I would say is his paint applications let him down slightly in sort of different areas on the accessories and those extra little bits on his body, but the actual texture and stuff on him looks fantastic. But we'll look through that a little bit later. I mean, we can start with his accessories. I think the accessories as well, they look brilliant, but I just don't put him with Jar Jar Binks. He looks kind of like some sort of like warrior that's going to literally take on the entire Separatist himself. He doesn't need any Jedi or anything like that to really help him. So it kind of baffles me when they kind of given him all this sort of stuff. I think I'd rather him to have that kind of sort of weird creature that he was going to eat on Tatooine from the market stall. Maybe a smashed up battle droid that can wrap around his leg. Just sort of a little bit of fun with the deluxe figure rather than kind of these kind of accessories. I kind of would see these more with Captain Tarpals and a Kadu or something like that. But anyway, starting with the accessories, here we have the actual Gungan spear. It's kind of like done in a very kind of yellowy plastic cheap looking way. We have the brown on there. I don't know whether it's supposed to be wood or leather, but it's pretty cool. It's just a really nice weapon. He holds it really well. You know, he can really jab up sort of into droids and stuff like that, but it just does look a little bit bland. It comes in 2 halves, so it can fit into the box itself, which is on there. And this is the only accessory that the 50th anniversary of LucasArts figure that comes with. So we've waited so long for a Jar Jar Binks figure, and they bring it twice out in 1 year, which just seems to be a bit crazy. The other accessory that it comes with is the energy ball kind of club mace. It's done in a gunmetal. You can see all the extra little details around on the outside. And the ball is made of a transparent blue, which kind of shows off in the light. So you get some sort of like nice light reflex going through there. I kind of would like it a little bit lighter and removable, so we had an extra feature there, but unfortunately not. The other accessory that comes with is the pretty cool, amazing shield that he has, the big energy shield that the Gungans have. It's done in a gold ring around on the outside, obviously with the transparent pink on the inside, and unfortunately it is very plasticky, but it does the justice and it does the job really well, and I love it to pieces. So just taking that off, and we can actually go through this guy's articulation, and this is where I think Hasbro have done a fantastic job with him, especially with the way that Jar Jar Binks moves. The articulation is definitely there to sort of replicate that. So with his head, we can go left, we can go right. It's actually on a big ball joint up here, so we can get some sort of odd looks around. He can look up this far and look down. Coming to the lower neck as well, it's actually on a ball joint, so he can look even further back if you wanted him to, and down. Unfortunately, his ears don't have any articulation in there whatsoever. They are just kind of static. It kind of would be nice to maybe let them have a slight ball joint inside as well. The arms, they have no butterfly joint in there, but the arms can come up here. We have got a rotation. We have got a rotation here at the elbow, and it's on the single jointed hinge as well. Rotation at the wrist and also on a hinge. Waist, we've got a swivel left and right. You can look down this far and look back. Legs out, forward, back, upper thigh cut, a double jointed knee, so it kind of makes me feel like this is a bit of an older mould as well, which can come up right up this far. And also we've got the rotation at the ankle and a pivot. So the articulation is really done really nicely. So we can get all those kind of little odd kind of sort of like weirdness of Jar Jar Binks movement. So the other parts they've done really well with this guy is actually the actual paint applications on Jar Jar himself. So looking at the body and the skin texture on there, they've done it where it just sort of blends in. We've got that kind of different reds and the oranges as it bleeds up to his sort of like darker areas. I do think that they have paid too much attention to his eyes, and I know there's that kind of common sort of thing out there saying like, you know, Sith Jar Jar and stuff like that, but unfortunately it just takes away a little bit too much from the character. I think if it was a little bit more just yellowy rather than the black and all that, it kind of would make him have that kind of look. It just sort of makes you transfixed into those eyes. Going down a little bit on the actual skin itself, you've got all that kind of sort of like mosaic kind of texture all over his skin, and it's done fantastic. And on the ears as well as it goes up. But this is kind of where it kind of just falls flat now. The actual body itself, it is all brown all the way through. We've got this sort of waistcoat on the top here. I think it has got a bit of weathering on there, but I kind of would like to see it a little bit more darker with the lighter on here, and actually on the sash around his sort of skirt around on his waist, there is no weathering whatsoever. So again, we've got that kind of chunky vinyl black brown on there, so it just looks a little bit just very bland. Down to the legs, so again, yeah, more of the brown going all the way through, and then down to his little chunky feet with his toenails. And the feet are great because there's such heavy weight on there that you can get him into all kind of sort of poses and ways as well, so he's not going to fall over too much. So yeah, as I said, I think Hasbro have done a fantastic job with this guy, and I think he just looks phenomenal. And yeah, I'm kind of glad I went out there and actually bought him in the end, and especially with the accessories as well, because I think the 50th anniversary ones that are going to come out, they're going to be about sort of £24. So for at the moment, you can get this guy for about £27.95, then plus postage. So you're looking at about £30. I'd rather get this guy with the other accessories, especially it will help out as well. But I just think, Hasbro, what are you doing? Why is this the only other Phantom Menace kind of character that's come out in a long time? I haven't got Qui-Gon Jinn yet, and I know he's coming out in the 50th anniversary. But it's just kind of like, come on, get your game together. I mean, back in sort of like early 2000s, we had the what was it, 97 when Phantom Menace come out? We actually had a full toy line dedicated to the episode 1. But for Black Series, we have about 5 figures. But we still need Destroyer Droids. We still need like Gun Ray. We still need, there's loads of characters in there. We've got the Senator, the Naboo, even Padme dressed as a queen. All the other Jedis like Yaddle and etc, etc. There is loads, and all the Naboo guards as well. So yeah, Captain Panaka, and everyone else as well. So I really hope Hasbro do step up the mark and start bringing us out some more episode 1 figures for sure. But that brings me to the end of this. Will you pick up this guy, or do you just have an instant hate that you would never pick this guy up at all? Let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me on Instagram, which is in the description, where I'll be posting more pictures of this, and you can subscribe and like, and it all helps the channel. So thank you once again, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.